Hi, good morning. Good morning. Happy birthday to all of the June 7th Geminis out there. Hope you have a fabulous birthday. Everybody else, welcome. Here's a message for the next 24 hours for all my little darling boobalas. I don't know what that means. I think it might mean honey. There was a teacher in elementary school that called everybody boobala, except for me. She didn't like me very much. But today we're taking it back. We are all boobalas. Hashtag we are the boobalas. And nobody can say otherwise. We're going to see what's coming up here for all of you, my dears and my darlings. See what is coming up for the next 24 hours. The 10 of Wands. Dun, dun, dun. So this can come in a few different ways. 10 of Wands can just be like something that we've been really trying to get a handle on, or something we've been trying to complete. We're finally complete. Like we finally finished it. So maybe some of you have had a project that you've been trying to wrap up. Today could be the day that you finally are like, okay, good, it's finally accomplished, it's finally done. Some of you may be completing or finishing a labor of love that maybe was a little bit trying, or you're finally feeling like you've gotten organized, or just something that felt insurmountable. You might be finding that it's finally like wrapping up and it's finally come to a completion. Now, 10 of Wands is experience, experience and like the tools and the wisdom we gain from that experience. Sometimes 10 of Wands comes up for me in a reading when some situation, it could be a work situation, it could be an interpersonal situation, family situation, relationship. Sometimes 10 of Wands comes up for me where this situation is taking way too much, like emotionally and physically, to the point where it's causing so much stress that it might be affecting your health. So 10 of Wands sometimes comes up for me in my readings when you might be sacrificing your mental, emotional, or physical health for some kind of a situation, and your angels and guides are just like, look, that's enough. Like, you don't have to carry this anymore. You can put this down now. Okay? Whatever you were going to learn from it, whatever you can do, you've learned it, it's done, right? It's not like a karmic debt situation where you have to suck it up and deal with it. You can go ahead and put this down, right? Like you've gained what you needed to gain from it. You've learned what you needed to learn from it. And sometimes we put ourselves in these situations because we think, oh, it's trial by fire. Or we think, oh, this is going to make me stronger. I'm not going to quit. I'm going to hold out. But the thing about the 10 of Wands, right? A lot of the times in a lot of tarot decks, you see a person and he's carrying 10 Wands. The thing about that is you can't carry it forever. Yes, the time that you've done it and pushing yourself through that may have helped you to develop resilience and strength. But at some point, your body's going to start quivering, like, I can't keep carrying this. And it's going to fall, like it's going to fall, or you're going to drop it. So sometimes the 10 of Wands comes up for me to say that this is not sustainable. You might be telling yourself, well, let me stick this out. Let me tough this out. But you can't forever. So you may as well put it down now. What is the advantage between putting it down now and putting it down 4 months from now or a year from now, whenever you were going to learn from it, you already learned? Whatever you were going to gain from it, you've already gained. Whatever you were meant to put into it, you've already put into it. Why continue? So sometimes the 10 of Wands comes up to say, it's okay to move on. It's okay to get going, right? This is not a situation that's going to transpire in some way and become something else just because you've invested a lot of time or a lot of work or a lot of energy into it, okay? I feel for the majority of you, this is like in a situation where you've been trying to climb up the ladder. Okay, whether this is in terms of your career, your job, like maybe you're like, well, if I keep holding out, they're gonna promote me or they're gonna give me a raise. I want to find another job. I want to leave this place, but before I do, I want to get that promotion or I want to get that raise just to prove to myself that I can. Or maybe in some kind of an organization, you're wanting to move up and get some kind of a title. Okay, I remember growing up, the church that I was in, the men were, it's not the women of course, but the men were able to reach certain titles or certain positions. So it was like a big thing, once my guy friends got to be around 17, 16, 17, they started like putting in, so by the time they were like 18, 19, they could get a title in the church or a position in the church. So there could be something like this for you in an organization, political organization, religious organization, where you've really been trying to prove yourself or jump through hoops because you want to get some kind of a title. And you might be kind of over it, but you're just like, well, I'm holding out because I just want to get this to prove to myself that I can do it. But it might not be worth proving to yourself that you can do it if it's become so draining and so soul crushing for you. Okay, you can move on and advance in some other way. You can still have growth and progress and advancement in your life. It doesn't have to be in this particular situation, in this particular dynamic, in this particular organization, or within this particular dynamic, whatever that might be for you. So sometimes Ten of Wands comes up to say it's okay. It's okay to put it down and go on to something else. It's okay to put it down and start something new. Now, some of you know that I really love the Lucky Mermaid channel, Pamela Georgelle. When I first got into tarot, her and Doreen Virtue were like my two idols, and I would get so excited every time she posted a video. And I like the way that she reads, and I watched her for a long time, and I've heard her say in her readings that the Ten of Wands for her is like a movement card, like somebody who's moving, like you're taking your experience and now you're moving. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't want to put words in her mouth, but if I'm not mistaken, like she was saying for her in her readings, sometimes the Ten of Wands comes up when somebody's moving. And that has been an ongoing theme in the daily messages. So for some of you, it could be leaving a place. It could be where whatever you were meant to do in a location geographically, in that geographical location, it's done or it's finished. Okay? I know I feel that way when I go back home to visit friends and family. I just feel like there's like my family is there, but if it wasn't for my friends and family, I'm like, what am I supposed to do here, right? I feel such a disconnect with that particular city, with that particular town. And so some of you may be feeling this way, like it's time to get going. It's time like to move on to some new horizons. There could be that aspect for some of you as well. So, my dears and my darlings, I hope this is helpful. Be sure to check out your weekly forecasts if you haven't already. Those are linked in the description of the video. I don't know why it gets blurry sometimes, and I'm not even looking. I'm just waving my hands around, talking into space, and I don't notice that it gets blurry. Sorry about that. So if you haven't checked out your weekly forecast, those are linked in the description of the video. Love readings for June are linked in the description of the video. And if you want to schedule a private reading with me, there's a link in the description of the video that will take you to calendly.com/amethystangelite, and that is my scheduling page where you can schedule a private reading with me. Just a quick reminder, guys, because I'm seeing a lot more of it. I know people want to hurry up and they don't want to read, and I get it. I understand. I get the same way. You just want to put in your questions and be done with it, and you don't want to read all this stuff. I understand. I get it. But just a quick reminder, I don't do health readings. I'm not a medical medium. I don't have the gift of knowing what's going on in somebody's physical body, and I definitely don't want to, be somebody that's like, dispensing that kind of advice. I don't. I'm not going to take that upon myself. Okay, so I don't do any readings around anything medical. I don't do any readings around legal cases or court cases, and sometimes there can be a delay in the readings, and so I have that stated too, where to allow 24 hours for a 15-minute reading to receive it, to allow 72 hours for a 30-minute or an hour reading to receive it. I'm out in the middle of nowhere. Sometimes I have internet issues. Sometimes I have, issues getting things out, and there's a little bit of a backup or a delay. So I do ask that be allowed. I know there's other readers that don't require that, and that's fine. Please feel free to go to whatever reader you feel comfortable going to. But just know that, like, if you're scheduling a reading from me, and your reading's at 11 a.m. on Thursday or Friday, it doesn't mean that you're going to get the reading at 11 a.m. on Friday or Thursday. You might not get it until a couple of days later. So if you don't want to wait, I might not be the best person to schedule with. So I just want to put that out there, full disclosure. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I hope you all have a fabulous, fabulous day ahead. Take care and be well, my boobalas. You are a boobala. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise if you want to be. Hopefully it's not like a word that's going to upset people, like some other terms of endearment I've used. So you're not, or you are, depending on whatever you choose to be. Take care and be well, my darlings. Bye.